Hello, I'm Edward Peck. I'm Chair of the Office of Students, and this is my regular update on discussions at OfS board meetings. And we last met on the 10th, 11th of February. And these 2 days concluded with a formal session, which was preceded by 24 hours of development discussions, which gave us extensive time for consideration of the context for various aspects of our work: freedom of speech, our potential future approach to degree awarding powers, known as DAPs, and our outline position on the integrated quality model following this analysis of the consultation responses. I will say a little more about quality in DAPs before touching also on consumer protection. The papers which we are able to publish and links to further information are available online. Firstly, quality. The board discussed the thoughtful feedback we've received to our consultation on the future approach to the regulation of quality. Our new provider panel, as well as our student interest board, had already explored the early findings, and so the board was able to consider the insights they provided. Now, it may not come as a surprise to you that there were some differences of view both within and between these fora, and this was reflected also in the written submissions. In these circumstances, the board concluded that it is important the new scheme makes a material impact on students across the entire sector in ways that are both fair and consistent, notwithstanding the wide range of providers. This takes on board the perspective of the Student Interest Board that ratings must be presented clearly so that students and other stakeholders understand what they show and what they mean. Colleagues within OfS continue to analyse responses to consultation in detail, and the board will discuss the proposed way forward before it is published in the spring. Detailed consultation on the final model will be published in the autumn. Secondly, the board discussed early thinking on reforming our approach to granting degree awarding powers and reviewing that standards are maintained by providers which possess them. It is crucial for the reputation of higher education in England that the DAPS awarding process continues to be robust and to ensure it continues to deliver secure standards as the sector evolves. We want to understand how the new DAPS process is working, but also to explore how we can be sure that standards are being maintained within the community of providers holding DAPS already. In particular, we have to be confident that our regulatory approach safeguards those standards should a provider be taken over by another organisation. We want also to look again at where institutions with DAPS validate degrees offered by others. We expect to develop our plans in this area during this calendar year. Thirdly, the board discussed work to develop a consultation on a new ongoing condition of registration on consumer protection. Our recent research showed that a substantial minority of students do not have a confident grasp of their rights and entitlements. Only 50% said they understood and could describe these rights and entitlements, while 40% said they did not and they could not. This was despite the fact that 83% of those polled believed that the information they received before enrolment was upfront, clear, timely, accurate, accessible, and comprehensive. While the status finding is positive, there is more work to do in this area overall. We look forward to receiving a response to this consultation in due course. I've already mentioned the first meeting of the provider panel, but it is worth stressing that I found it an occasion for robust and respectful debate, ably chaired by our board member, Verity Hancock, who was herself the CEO of a provider until last summer. My thanks to all the members for engaging so constructively. As well as the quality system, the panel explored how students can be best protected in the event of industrial action, and discussed how the OfS can keep up to date with developments in artificial intelligence within the sector. In both areas, we will develop our approach in ways that would not have been the case without the input of the panel. Finally, the board reviewed a range of other areas of work, as you would expect, such as OfS People Matters and OfS Finances. It also had its regular look at financial sustainability in the sector, and you can expect our latest update on the financial position of the sector in late spring. As ever, you have any questions or comments, you can contact me at edward.peck@officestudents.org.uk. And thank you for listening.